Welcome to Entry Point Faith, where every week we discover fresh meaning in the world so you can find faith your way. This week's message is titled Small Kindnesses.
The Dalai Lama once wrote, "My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness." We all know what kindness is. It's our ability to care about other people and to do things to help make their lives better. Kindness allows us to connect with other people and build meaningful relationships. And right now in the world, many people are saying we don't have very much kindness going on. Instead, it seems that there are a lot of self-centered, entitled behaviors going on in its place. Let's take a look around for a moment. We are living in a world that is in chaos in many ways. We've all seen so much pain and heartbreak and loss, especially in the last few years. And when we feel pain and loss, we tend to isolate and we lose important connections in our communities. When we get into that situation, we stop extending kindness. And we forget how kindness works, how it helps all of us. Several months ago, I read a poem that inspired me. It helped me to believe in kindness again, and it became the inspiration for this message. The poem is called Small Kindnesses, and it was written by Danusha Lamaris. Here is poet Danusha Lamaris with her poem, Small Kindnesses.
Small kindnesses. I've been thinking about the way, when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pull in their legs to let you by. Or how strangers still say, "Bless you," when someone sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague. Don't die, we are saying. And sometimes when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly, we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot, and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them, and for them to smile back, for the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of clam chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us pass. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire, only these brief moments of exchange. What if they are the true dwelling of the holy? These fleeting temples we make together when we say, "Here, have my seat. Go ahead. You first. I like your hat."
Kindness is fundamental to our lives. It bridges the diversity of race, religion, gender, and politics. We all give kindnesses to others on occasion, and we all receive them on occasion. When someone lets you out in traffic, you've been gifted with an act of kindness. When you're carrying a large box toward the post office and someone steps up and opens the door for you, you have received an act of kindness. When you spend extra time with someone who needs to talk and you offer your undivided attention and your advice, you've given someone a beautiful act of kindness. When you help your neighbor mow their grass or take their trash can out to the curb, you have given that person a beautiful gift of kindness. Being kind has a payoff not only for those who receive the gesture, but also for those who give the gift of kindness. When we engage in an act of kindness, endorphins are produced in our brains. Those endorphins trigger a positive feeling in us. providing us with a general sense of well-being and calmness. Those endorphins also function as pain relievers. Additionally, people who are kind have 23% less of the stress hormone cortisol than the average population. And we all know that cortisol can lead to many, many health problems when that level is high. Being kind to others can be one of the easiest and quickest, most inexpensive ways to keep anxiety at bay. It calms our mood and it takes our focus off ourselves. Kindness literally helps to strengthen our hearts. Kindness sets free the hormone oxytocin, which reduces our blood pressure. Now, we've all heard that saying that caring people have really big hearts. Well, we can understand that there is truth in that because kindness strengthens our hearts, both physically and emotionally. Kindness also leads to many additional benefits in our lives, like better relationships, improved self-esteem, compassion, happiness, future successes, and good mental and physical health. And don't we all want that for ourselves, for our children and grandchildren, our families, our communities, and the world? When we do a kind act to make someone feel better, we end up feeling better right along with them. Radio personality Angie Greaves wrote these words: "When someone does us a kindness, we feel connected and more willing to cooperate with them. When we do something nice for someone, we cultivate trust, and we feel good about ourselves for being a kind person." We all like to provide a source of positive impact on the world. That does a lot to improve our mood. Kindness will also open doors to new friendships, as well as it has a way of circling back to us. People often remember the kind actions that we have taken, and they seek to assist us when the time comes. Finally, when we are kinder to others, we tend to be kinder toward ourselves. So if we want to feel calmer, more optimistic, and have improved feelings of self-worth, we need to consider helping others more often. Give someone a compliment. Pick up something that somebody dropped. Serve at a soup kitchen. Write a letter or pay a visit to someone who is ill or recovering from surgery. Pay for the coffee order for the person in line behind you. Leave a generous tip. There are literally thousands of ways for us to help someone out with a small kindness. Most of the time, we don't help others out because, let's admit it, we're selfish. We are taking care of ourselves, and we're taking care of our own needs. It's not that we don't notice other people. We are just busy taking care of our important needs. Kindness can also be the absence of an action. Being kind is just as much about what we don't choose to do. Not gossiping, not joining in with any kind of bullying action are two very obvious ways to be kind. Sometimes not saying that witty comment that might hurt someone's feelings, even though others would think we're pretty funny if we said it, is the kindest action we could take. As we grow up and mature and begin to realize that we aren't the center of the world and that our needs aren't the only ones in the room, we gain a better understanding of and appreciation for the acts of kindness that people extend to us. Truth be told, We are also better at extending kindness once we have had some of those realizations. Eventually, we might recognize what Rabbi Harold Kushner once wrote. Do things for people, not because of who they are or what they do in return, but because of who you are. A man was asked to paint a boat. He brought his paint and brushes and began to paint the boat a bright red, as the owner asked him. While painting, he noticed a small hole in the bottom of the boat, and he quietly and quickly repaired it. When he finished painting, he received his money and left. The next day, the owner of the boat came to the painter and presented him with a nice check, much higher than the payment for painting. The painter was surprised and he said, "Well, you already paid me for painting the boat, sir." "Ah, but this is not for the paint job. This is for repairing the hole in the bottom of the boat." "But it was such a small service. Certainly it's not worth paying me such a high amount for something so insignificant." "My dear friend," he said, "you do not understand. Let me tell you what happened. When I asked you to paint the boat, I forgot to mention the hole. And when the boat dried, my kids took the boat and went on a fishing trip. They didn't know there was a hole in it. I was not at home at the time. Well, when I returned and I noticed that they had taken the boat, I was desperate because I remembered that the boat had a hole in it. Imagine my relief and joy when I saw them returning from fishing. Then I examined the boat and I found you had repaired the hole. You see now what you did? You saved the life of my children. I don't even have enough money to pay you for your small good deed." My friends, we never know how our thoughtfulness, our generosity, our small kindnesses are going to impact people around us. When we are kind and considerate of the needs of others, we are the hands that have helped to save a life. We have made the world more beautiful for someone else. We have lifted their spirits. We have given them hope. We have let them know that they matter. And in the meantime, we have made our own lives much more beautiful as well with our small kindnesses. Amen.
Thanks for joining us for Entry Point Faith's online virtual service. If you'd like to join us, we meet every week at Connor Prairie in Fishers, Indiana. Please join us next week when our message will be titled, "I Wish You Enough."